Hi everyone, I'm Needlecraft Annie. This is flosstube number 137 and I'm here to show you what I worked on last week and what I plan to work on next week, which basically is the same 7 projects because of my new rotation. Basically, I have 5 full coverage projects left where I have not yet finished my goal. I divided the stitches I still need to finish up my year-end goal and therefore have a weekly stitch count goal for all of those projects. And I worked through them in order and finished my stitch count goals. And with whatever time I have left, I work on my 2 non-full coverage pieces. Last week, I actually only managed 1 non-full coverage piece because I was a bit slow with my other projects. But at least I worked on one of them, and that's fine as well. I kind of knew that this was going to happen during September. I am hoping for October to stitch on both of my non-full coverage pieces every week. So yeah, that's basically it. So let's get started with my projects from last week. And as I said, I'm going to stitch on the same projects in the same order this week as well. So it is the update, the whip update, and the planned section all in one. So I start off with Colorado Mountains by Golden Kite. This is the first project I stitch on, and on this one I want to do 850 stitches every week during September. Yeah, so let me show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. So I'm stitching this in diagonal pages. I have already finished the first row of pages up in the top, and I'm now stitching on this page over here. And since you saw it last, I finished the column I was stitching on and stitched one more. And I don't think I have, well, I have a few confetti stitches in that next column as well, but normally that's just if I have a little bit of thread left over on my needle and it's too short to park, I just finish it, stitch until the thread runs out, and therefore I have a few more stitches in that next column. But yeah, this is Colorado Mountains. I managed to get my 850 stitches done on that first day, so on that Monday. I was highly doubting that, and it actually took me until 2 a.m. to get them done, but I did get them done. So as I said, 2 more columns finished, and I'm really happy with that. I did have about 20 stitches left in the column when I had finished my 850 stitches, and I had a movie playing and it wasn't done yet, so I decided to just continue stitching because otherwise today I would have hated myself for leaving it, because those 20 stitches were a lot of confetti there. I think the last 7 stitches I did were all a different color and all only 1 stitch, and I couldn't park it in the next column, so really annoying. So I really wanted to finish that column, and I did. I think I then stitched 5 minutes after my movie was done, but at least I got everything and got that column finished, and now I can start fresh today with that next column, if I stitch today at all. It is already about noon. I have 1.5 hours left until I need to leave for work, which basically means I'm probably going to film and edit this video before work, if I manage to do that, and then upload after work, and then there's just no time for stitching. So we'll see if I actually get something done today, or if I will have to start my weekly rotation tomorrow, which then probably means not as much progress on my non-full coverage pieces, but well, that's life. So this is Colorado Mountains. I did my 850 stitches last week. I hope to do them again this week. And I did not tell you the fabric count yet. It is stitched on the 25 count even weave. I'm stitching 2/110 stitches. Needleminder is from Denka Designs. And with my 850 stitches this week, I should finish that column over here and start the next one. Probably not going to finish the next one, but at least start it. So yeah, that's Colorado Mountains. Going to pack it away and show you my next project. Sorry. Yeah. The next project I then stitched on is another golden kite. This is a Norwegian ship under sail. It is the small edition. There is a bigger one available, but I thought the small edition had enough detail for me, and so I went with that one. So, as I said, this is going to be the finished piece, and I show a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I'm at with this one now. So this one is stitched in diagonal pages as well, and presently I'm stitching down here. Last time you saw it, I had started or nearly finished that column over here. So I finished that and then moved on to the next one. Started with my parked threads. There's one more parked threads up here, and then there's just a block of parked threads down here. This brighter part here, I was confused at first while stitching it what it actually is. It's one of those birds over here that fly in the distance. So that was very confetti heavy. And yeah, I started this one with finishing that column, and it took so long. I think I needed 1.5 hours for less than 100 stitches to finish that column, because I had that part left, which was a lot of confetti, and I had that border left, which was a lot of confetti. So I'm actually not really looking forward to this week, because that part up here will go rather fast, and then I will end up down here in all of that confetti in the water again, and it will take ages once again. But that's just the way it is with this project, and I mean, it looks pretty amazing when it's stitched. You can see it up here in those sails as well. I hated stitching those because it was so confetti heavy, and I think overall there are about 200 colors in this project. 170 or something like that are blended colors, and it just takes a long time. But the outcome is so amazingly that I really want to stitch on this and make progress on this project, because it really does look absolutely stunning. But yeah, I do know those parts down here, they take a lot of time. So this week, once again, 400 stitches is my goal on this one. And I did that last week. So this week, another 400 stitches should get me a column finish once again, and probably even a start on the next one, which is very nice. This is one of my oldest full coverage projects. The outcome makes it one of my favorite full coverage projects. The stitching itself makes it one of my least favorite, or probably the least favorite project of mine. So it is a strange mix, but I really love how it turns out. So I want to keep on stitching on this, but I always have to kind of force myself to stitch on it. So with this new rotation, I think it's a very good rotation to just stitch on all of my projects and not neglect any of them. And this one would be one of the high contenders to be neglected. So yeah, I'm really happy with that new rotation, and hope it will get me a goal finish on this one soonish. The way I work it will mean I finish my goal on this one during December, but I kind of think about reviewing my numbers at the end of the month, every month, and just because I do a little bit more on every project, basically. I'm not going to stop at exactly 400. I think last time I did close to 500 on Norwegian Ship Under Sail. And if I continue to do that, maybe I can bump up the colors and finish the next project during October or November, and not have all of them until December. That's kind of the plan. Okay. Next was my third and last golden kite. This is the Chimney Sweep, also by Golden Kite, as I said. It just feels strange to not say by Golden Kite at the end of the name, so that's why I always say it twice. Yeah, this is going to be the finished piece. This is a project I stitch extreme cross country. I start in the top left page of the design, and I just go through the columns from top to bottom, left to right, pick the first color that's missing, stitch it over the whole piece. So let me show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. I'm not sure how much of a difference you can see. I started a new color. I think I have now 10 colors finished and started on the 11th color. Yeah, obviously all of white colors. The next color I started was a little bit of a darker color that was a lot in the edges of those buildings and in the snow in the middle that lies on the roofs. So I did quite a bit in here, I think, and over here, and the rest I can't really remember. I have finished that color in the first row of pages because basically in that first row of pages it was around that building over here and a little bit in that next one over here, and that's been it. So there wasn't any real background stitching with that color, so that was kind of nice, and it just is around all of those edges. So hoping you will be able to see some more shading going forward. With 400 stitches, you just, in an extreme cross-country piece, you just won't see a lot of difference most of the time, especially if it's not block stitching, which this color is not. But yeah, I did my 400 stitches. I'm going to do my 400 stitches this week once again, and yeah, hoping you can actually see some progress. I honestly am not sure where exactly I stitched, except for those parts over here. I know that I did somewhere a little bit more, but I just looked at it and then I couldn't really find it. This is stitched on a 25 count light blue even weave. I'm stitching 2 over 110 stitch. Needleminder is from Denker Designs, and yeah, this is the Chimney Sweep. It is slowly coming together. You can slowly see the first details in the building over here. You start to see the outlines of the roofs down in the bottom part of the design. So it's slowly coming together, and I'm really happy about that. This is one of the projects I'm thinking about finishing next year. So yeah, we'll see if that's going to happen. I have not yet done my plans for next year, at least not completely. There are a few things I'm thinking about, but no specific plans yet. I was busy with planning my new rotation for the rest of this year. I had a comment on my last video. I will be answering that as well before I upload this video, but I wanted to mention it as well. The question was what you can do to help with finding your stitching back again. And this commenter, she said she started a few new things and even that didn't help. And I know starting new things can help getting the stitching back. But what I find for me that helps a lot is planning my projects, planning how much I want to do next year, planning on a new rotation like I did this time, all of those things. Even sometimes planning way ahead. So if I start planning 2024 now, that would actually help my stitching back. Because I am busy with my projects, but I'm not stitching itself. And that kind of lights the fire in me to get back to stitching. So that's something that helps me a great lot to plan my stitching, if that makes any sense. Yeah, so that's just something I wanted to tell you. If you're struggling with your stitching back, maybe just try to plan your projects in a new way or organize your stitching stuff. And for me, that's something that helps me a great lot to find my stitching back again. So yeah, that's that. Now let's move on to my next full coverage project. And this is Story Keep the Frog Prince. It's started by Heaven on Earth Designs. The artwork is by Melanie Dallon. And with this one, last time I told you I have about 2,000 stitches left to finish my year-end goal. I was wrong. I still need 3,200 stitches to finish my year-end goal on this one. Or about 3,200. So I started to think if I divide that by 4, I end up with 800 a month, which means 200 a week. That's still not better. 800 a week to finish it during September is quite a lot. But I decided it doesn't matter, I'm going to do 800 a week, and I try to finish my year goal on this one here in September. So that's basically what I did. Instead of 500 stitches, like I thought I had to do every week, I now need 800 stitches. I think that should work out as well. So I show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. So I'm stitching this in diagonals by 10 by 10 blocks. And the first block I started with, this rotation, was this one up here. So I did more of her shoulder piece. I started in on the colors of her dress. Very exciting. I finished off that part of her hair, and then I moved into background. And I finished that block, and next time I will start down here, finish that column, and start on the next one. So actually this week, that's the plan, to finish those 4 blocks down here and do another 4 up here, which will all be background, a little bit of hair in that last block over here, but otherwise all background, which is fine. I'm just, yeah, she's stunning. She looks so amazing, and I can't wait to get back into her face. That's a lot of confetti. I have to admit that. That face, that dress, that's all a lot of confetti. And with my 800 stitches every week, I will end up with all of that in one rotation next week. But I don't care. She is really pretty, and I'm very much looking forward to getting more of her face done and get her eyes stitched in. I have started with that first eye in my last rotation, so not this time around, but the rotation before. But I can't wait to do more on that. So yeah, looking forward to finishing my year goal on her this month. She is stitched on a 32 count light blue linen, and I'm stitching 2 over 1/10 stitch needleminder from Denka Designs. There's a lot of fabric over here left over. I don't want to cut it yet because I still want to figure out which project to put on here additionally. Probably another story keep or something like that. And then I can figure out how big that project is and see where I can cut it without now leaving a 3-inch margin and then missing 1 or 2 inches over here. So I rather just wait with cutting the fabric until I figured out what I put there. So yeah, this is my story keep, the frog prints, going for another 800 stitches this week. And this does look so cool. It was very confetti heavy and it took a long time, but it just looks very cool. Very happy with that. Yeah, and next will be a lot of background. Okay. So now we're moving to my last full coverage project for the rest of the year. My rotation, whatever you want to call it. My last full coverage piece is Mini Magic Mirror, also charted by Heaven Enough Designs. The artwork is by Anne Stokes. This is going to be the finished piece, and I'm presently working in that page over here. So I'll show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. So as I said, I'm working down here in page number 5. I finished the first row of pages already, and I'm working this in columns, going through the columns from top to bottom, left to right, picking the first symbol that's not stitched, stitch 1 length of thread, and then move on to the next one. Except for black, I'm leaving off all the black. And this time around, I did a lot in this mirror frame. I think I finished the first 2 columns already with all the other stitches except for black. And I'm now moving into the 3rd column over here. But yeah, I did a lot in this frame over here, and slowly but surely making my way over into that actual mirror and then into her wing. So that's something I'm really looking forward to. I think the page break, I showed it last time, but is about here and here. Something like that. So still quite a bit to do. I think I did a bit more than 600 stitches this time around. So only, yeah, less than 1,500 stitches left to finish my year goal, which is very exciting. Really looking forward to that. She is stitched on a 28 count Lugana. I'm stitching 2 over 1/10 stitch. Needleminder is from Just Too Heavenly. And yeah, Can't wait to continue in here. It would be nice to stitch some more on her face, but that's in the next page. But also to get to her wings would be really nice. But I think with my next 500 stitches, I will make good progress on that frame and hopefully finishing off that frame, except for the black. Something like that would be really nice. But yeah, 500 stitches is the goal. Oh, one thing I wanted to say with this one. Back during arbitrary August, I think, while I finished that page up here, I finished my first color on this project, and now I finished my second one. I needed 2 stitches somewhere over here, 1 stitch down here. That one was quite complicated to count to, but I really wanted to finish that color because I had 1 stitch up here, those 2, and then that one. So 4 stitches left of that color, and I really wanted to finish it. So I did. 2 colors are now done, and I forgot to look up how many there are overall. 87 colors overall. 2 are now finished, so I have 85 colors left. Yeah, so that's my mini magic mirror. Really happy with her, and I can't wait to come back to her this week, which I will do. And yeah, going for another 500 stitches. And then we move on to the last project I stitched on, which is one of my non-full coverage pieces, and it is Raven Queen by Mirabilia. This is going to be the finished piece, and this is not only the first project or the priority project for my non-full coverage stitching. During that new rotation, it is also my travel stitching. So whenever I leave for work or anywhere else where I think I might have the opportunity to stitch, I bring her with me, hopefully finishing her during September. That would be really nice. I kind of doubt it, but it would be really nice to get that done. So let me show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. So I'm really happy with what I did. Basically, I go through her from top to bottom, left to right, picking the first symbol that's missing, doing 1 length of thread, and then moving on to the next one. So I did quite a bit on this side of the design with all those colors over here. I finished off the Karen water lilies that basically made off the entire inside of the dress. So those are actually finished. And I brought those sides a little bit further down. This black in here, those are long strips of just black. And I did 1 last length of thread yesterday evening because she was my at-home stitching as well yesterday. And I think I managed 2 rows and then the thread ran out. So, and those rows are getting longer and longer. But yeah, really, really cool. I love her, and it would be nice to finish her this year, but there's still, I think the dress moves in around here. So a lot still left to do, but she looks really cool. She stitched on a 32 count gray linen. I'm stitching 2 over 2 full crosses. Needleminder is from Danka Designs. And yeah, she's my beautiful Raven Queen. And she's coming with me to work today as well. So over the rest of the week, I do hope to make a little bit more progress on her with travel stitching. And then I hope to get to her at the end of the week. Maybe for 1 or 2 days, but I do doubt the 2 days. If I have 2 days left for my non-full coverage stitching at the end of the week, she will only get 1 day, and my second non-full coverage piece will get the other day. But honestly, I even doubt that. Just because I'm quite sure I won't get any stitching done today. Not sure if I get any done tomorrow. So yeah, I'm pretty sure there won't be a whole lot of non-full coverage stitching at the end of the week. But if I do, I will do some Raven Queen, and if I have a lot of time for non-full coverage stitching left at the end of the week, I will also stitch on Cinderella Rags to Riches by John Elliott. I'm stitching this combined version over here. I have finished Cinderella and Rags and now stitching on Cinderella in Riches. And although I really doubt I will get to her, I'm going to show you my starting point. And if I don't stitch on her this week again, then at least you saw the project. So this is where I'm at with her. As I said, Cinderella in wax is done, and I'm stitching on Cinderella in bridges. She's stitched on 28 count casual linen. I'm in the colorway Fog by Pictures Bliss, and I'm stitching 2/2 4 crosses with all the called for materials. And with this one as well, I'm picking the highest stitch up, left to right. That's not yet done. Stitch one length of thread and then move on to the next one. So I will continue over here next time I stitch on her. Needleminders from Denker Designs. Not sure if I said that. So yeah, that's that. No progress since the last time you saw it, and I don't think there will be any progress this week, but at least you saw the project. Okay, and that's it. I don't have anything more to say. Yeah, well, I might have anything more to say. I am part of an advent calendar exchange, which means I have to prepare 24 little gifts, and that will take away a bit of my time as well. I already know what I'm going to do, and I'm going to show it on my video, but only after everyone has received theirs. So that means I'm now teasing, and I'm telling you I don't have a lot of time, but I'm not going to show you anything right now. Which might be a little bit mean that I really highly doubt anyone watches my video of the people I do the exchange with. But if by any chance they do, I don't want to ruin the surprise. So whenever I have gifted them their pieces, so basically each of us got one day, and on that day everyone else gets your presents, and my day is 16th, I think, 16th of December. So whenever my next video after the 16th of December will be, I will show those gifts. I will film a little clip whenever I'm done. And I will then show them to you what I did. Saying that, I'm also thinking about doing Flossmas. So coming on here every day to show what I stitched on and to show the project, the present I got for my advent calendar. I'm really thinking about that, but it's still quite a long way to go. Not that as long as I would wish it to be. But it's still quite a bit to go, and I still have time to think about it, but I think I might do that, especially because I cut Arbitrary August short with my daily vlogs, so I might do those for Christmas. Not sure about that yet, but you will know if I decide. So yeah, that's now really it. I hope you liked, I hope you enjoyed, I hope you have a wonderful time, and I will see you next Monday.